Welcome to Frontrunner Motorsport.
So what do you think of the American Grand Prix 2019? Bottas getting pole in qualifying in what was probably one of the best laps we have ever seen from him was a surprising result, as was Hamilton only getting 5th on the grid, slightly ahead of Albon, who made contact with Sainz at the start, ruining both of their races, and Norris managed to get past a free-falling Vettel a decent notch in his young belt. Not bad for his last race as a teenager. I was vomiting up cheap vodka at 19. He's proving a decent talent in Formula 1. Lap 8 and Sebastian Vettel's suspension basically exploded and we were treated to a freewheeling Ferrari. A result that pretty much sums up his year, frankly. One disaster after another with a few sprinkles of great driving in between. Leclerc would have another bad pit stop, but frankly he just wasn't in the race this weekend. Hamilton stayed out an extra lap to try and hold up Bottas. I didn't see the point, he's going to be champion anyway and was only a mild annoyance to Bottas on fresher tyres. He let Bottas through anyway, so a waste of time in my mind. Sadly, Robert Kubica retired from his first ever Grand Prix at this circuit. It's been as good as it could have been for him in his final year. It'll be sad to see him go. Norris had a slow stop right at the end of the race, which he did not need. This turned into another boring race after that of Bottas slowly chasing down Hamilton. But so slowly, it was just endless laps of nothing, watching him gain a little at a time. This is the problems the 2021 regulations will hopefully solve. When he did get close, Hamilton forced him off the track, but Bottas got him on the next lap anyway. Magnussen crashed right at the end with 2 laps left, looked like a brake failure. Ruined Max's best chance getting past Hamilton because of the double waved yellows on the section 2 of the course, and Hamilton was of course champion, which has been obvious since about France. And you know, he's a 6-time champion, he's crowned and can start his campaign for number 7 in just a few months. Please roll on 2021. Was this a better race than Mexico? Yes, absolutely, a lot better. Still wasn't great though. And again, the track's not great, the cars aren't great, and Formula 1 has been on decline for the last 10 years or so. A change is desperately needed before Formula E becomes the race series to watch. The racing is more exciting, the cars are more relevant to modern technology, the pop-up racetracks around the world is intriguing. Formula 1 only holds on due to its status as a legacy motorsport, but that is not enough to save it in the long run. But looking at the individual teams for this race, Mercedes obviously dominated, the best car in the field by far. There has been no real chance of stopping them this year. And one of the best drives for Bottas in his career. Red Bull looked good too, Verstappen kept up the quicker Mercedes, an achievement in itself. Albon did well to get back to 5th after his first lap incident. Ferrari will be kicking themselves. Where was Leclerc's pace? He was nearly a lap down. And the less said about Vettel's weekend, the better. Renault did well with Ricciardo in 6th, and Hülkenberg got points too. Norris had a great race, and Sainz scoring is a good result for McLaren. Perez had a good race from the back for a point. Lance Stroll didn't really factor. Gasly dropped out the points towards the end after a good race. Kvyat was also at the points again. Poor results for Alfa Romeo, Haas and Williams. The back end of the year has not been kind to these teams. Magnussen and Kubica have both retired, and the rest were just trailing at the back. So we have just 2 races left, Brazil and Abu Dhabi. Nothing much going on. 5th in the manufacturers up for grabs, maybe 3rd up for grabs between Leclerc, Verstappen and Vettel. But honestly, for the biggest motorsport series in the world, that's pretty pathetic. We have no stakes and we have like a month left. It's been far too easy for Mercedes, and the new regulations need to challenge that dominance. I'm just going to add the Super GT and NASCAR results in here as well. There's just not enough going on this weekend to have a separate roundup video, which you should all subscribe for, by the way. I don't make them for my own benefit. In the final Super GT race, Nick Cassidy and Ryo Hirokara won in their Tom's Lexus, but it wasn't enough to beat Oshima and Yamashita in the overall standings. Oshima had previously been champion in 2007, so only 12 years between wins. Button and Yamamoto finished the year 8th in their Honda. Not great for the defending champions. And NASCAR from Texas with Kevin Harvick in pole. Chase Elliott ruined his own playoff chances when he hit the wall. Harvick won Stage 1 and Almirola won Stage 2. there was a couple of spins. Jimmy Johnson continued his bad year, and Harvick eventually won from Almirola and Suarez. This was a dull race, and with F1 in the same state, there was only about 10 people in the crowd. Harvick and Truex in the final with one more race before Miami to go. So that is everything from this weekend. Pretty uninspiring stuff, honestly. Next week we have supercars from Down Under, more NASCAR obviously, and the final World Rallycross event. So with that, to look forward to, have a good week. Subscribe for more motorsport videos. I'm trying for a few a week. Leave a comment with your thoughts down below and have a good one.